What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD Mobile video. So today we finally got our hands on the Vargo S. So yes, this is an assault rifle that's originated from Call of Duty Vanguard and it's finally made its way here, which of course has a lot of people wondering whether or not this weapon is actually good because yeah, for the first time, I think a Vanguard weapon has actually confused a lot of people. The past ones that we got, of course, the BP-50 or the MG-42 have mainly been very strong, and they've been in the meta for a long time. But for the Vargo, it's a little bit more tricky because this is the first Vanguard weapon that actually isn't really rapid fire. This is more of a slower shooter type of weapon. Of course, you can make it so that it does shoot faster, but it does come at a certain cost. So the reason why I say a lot of people feel a lot more confused about this weapon is because, there's are various guns in this season that ended up getting nerfed, such as the Type 19, as well as even the MG42. So those two have kind of been knocked down a peg or two, I guess I would say. I mean, the USS-9 still basically the superior option, but people are wondering whether or not this could actually have the potential to replace the Type 19. And honestly, I don't really think it does, especially when you're trying to kill people at long range, because the Type 19 is mainly just built for accuracy and stability, while the Vargo S is a lot more different, where it actually, you have to be more careful with the recoil control. And a lot of attachments for the Vargo do come at massive costs. So for example, if you want to use that 30 round mag that gives you more range and more bullet speed, it's gonna come at a cost at low ammo capacity as well as like recoil control. So if you are one of those people that are using the rapid fire barrel that also decreases your recoil control, yeah, you're gonna get punished pretty hard. Don't get me wrong, it does kill fast and close range, but when you're actually at longer ranges, like mid to long range, yeah, it's gonna suffer a little bit more. It does have a lot of vertical recoil. That's basically one of the biggest weaknesses for the Vargo, but it's honestly for a reason because, like I said, it does kill fast. But the vertical recoil doesn't really start affecting you until you just continuously fire nonstop. And even for the other magazines, I would say like the only attachment that's decent that doesn't really have any major penalties is probably just the 45 round mag drum. Everything else just kind of sucks. I mean, every barrel, whether it be kind of like a fast moving barrel or like a longer marksman barrel, they don't really provide any major benefits. I mean, the best barrel I would say is the rapid fire one by far. But for everything else, like just the most of the magazines are not really that great. That's why I actually recommended the 45 round because that's the only one that doesn't really fundamentally change the stats of your weapon other than just maybe the speed. But other than that, I mean, if you try to use that 60 round drum, yeah, it will give you some recoil control, but at the same time, it doesn't like the range just comes down like a massive amount. And yes, we do have range extending attachments, which really is just one of the barrels and that 30 round mag. But again, that that long barrel doesn't really provide any sort of bullet speed benefits. It doesn't really provide any recoil benefits, or at least any major recoil benefits. So again, I mean, like no matter what choice you make on how to build this gun out, there's always going to be a major sacrifice. This is something that the BP-50 and the MG-42 didn't really suffer from as much. And this kind of also spills into, the camo challenges as well. So for hip fire and no attachment challenges, I mean, the gun works, more or less pretty solid. I would say even without attachments, the gun is not really bad with performance. It has a 3-shot capability to the chest and the head, much like the Can 44, much like the Krig 6, of course, albeit with less range. But I mean, it still performs in a very solid way. I will say that. But you really start to feel the effects when it comes to the long shot challenges. So the long shot challenges was a lot harder than I thought it would be. And I thought it would be a little bit easier given that we have those special marksman like rounds, which is actually full auto, by the way. You don't have to tap fire or anything. But it doesn't help at all because most of the time when you're hitting at a long range, you're just like missing every shot. Also, keep in mind these marksman rounds that it has, that special 20 round mag, it's not really that strong. Like if you compare it to the AS Val FMJ mag or even that AMAX M67 rounds, yeah, this is probably the weakest marksman variation for an assault rifle that we have so far. Yes, it gives you more range, it gives you more headshot damage, but unlike the M67 or the FMJ rounds, they don't have one tap headshots. So it's Just it's much like the M1 Grand. You know, it's like a tap fire type of thing, but not really. It's like it does like enough damage to two shot to the head, but again, I mean, it misses basically every shot, and it only really works well if you're like in really close range. And not only that, I mean, if you try to use it with that long range barrel that it has, it's just going to fire extremely slowly and it doesn't really affect the damage at all. So you're still going to be doing those 3-shot kills, but just with a slower fire rate at long range. And there's no real way to help with the bullet spread because maybe that's what's actually going on and that's why I'm missing a lot. So again, the way that you build it out, even with this type of mag, it just doesn't feel right. So if you are going for long shots, I do actually recommend not using the marksman rounds for the first time. This is actually, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but do not use them because it's just going to create hard times for you. So I will say this though, the easiest challenge was actually the headshots, and not with these 20 round mags, but like when you had that rapid fire barrel with like the 45 round or even the 60 round, it actually was pretty good with headshots. I was like, most of the kills I was getting actually resulted in headshots. It didn't really take me long to, you know, finish it out. After I finished solely focusing on the long shots, I just started, you know, going into kill confirm shipment to get those headshots done. And within like maybe 3 games, I was already finished. I did have kind of a head start. I mean, obviously, in the process of doing all the other challenges, you're going to score some headshots here and there. But by the time I finished the long shots, I was like maybe at like 30 or 40. But then I went back to kill confirm shipment, and I went from like 30 to like 60, then like 80, and then finally 100. So yeah, those 3 matches got me finishing the headshots really quickly. After that, I just had to focus on getting the remainder of the sand camo kills, which probably took a few more games, and that's basically it. I ended up getting at Damascus, and yeah, I'm already starting off the diamond grind, but I wanted to make this quick video just sharing my thoughts on how it feels when you're actually grinding it out. So yes, for this gun, it's a little bit tricky. You like the things where you think it would be like an easy option to do aren't probably the best move. Like I said, I originally thought that the marksman rounds for this thing would actually be pretty good, but no, it's not the case at all. The stats are also pretty questionable. Again, there's not a lot of things that could help you increase bullet speed. Like almost no matter what you do, it's just like I think a few options like in the mag section, which basically are both that kind of are a massive detriment to your gun. But not even the marksman barrel helps with your bullet speed. The accuracy, of course, is a lot better. I mean, it's like 16, 12 or whatever. So it's like actually pretty good for an assault rifle. Especially when you're using that rapid fire barrel, it doesn't really take too much out of it, or if anything at all. But yeah, the Vargo S, a bit questionable on how strong it is. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out right now as I'm grinding it. But yeah, I just want to share my thoughts. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.